Happy Easter, everyone. So I am going to make a kind of sorta, but not really ossobuco. And the reason for that is because I don't have beef shanks or veal shanks, so I'm going to just use neck bones. Basically use the same recipe. Usually with this, it's paired with risotto or a nice homemade pasta, which I didn't do either one. So I'm just going to go with it and see what I have. It might be mashed potatoes, might be some tortellini. We'll just see. So this is the reason why I call it a kind of sort of ossobuco, is because I don't have beef shanks, I have beef neck bones. So I'm liberally sprinkling with salt and pepper, and I am searing them in the pan. And we're going to just let these sear on all sides until they're nice and caramelized. There's a little bit of olive oil in the pan as well to help it along. Those are sizzling. I'm gonna make my mirepoix, which is some onions, carrots, and celery, and I'm also gonna roughly chop some garlic. And it's gonna go in when the beef is done. And just a rough chop. They're gonna fall apart anyway when they're getting braised. So of course I underestimated my pan. It wasn't big enough, so I went for my stainless steel baking pan, and I'm gonna cook it from the stovetop into the oven. So I'm removing my neck bones, and I'm putting my mirepoix in. If you've got any fresh herbs, now's the time to put them in. And I'm gonna let these go for a few minutes. While I'm at it, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. And that's going to caramelize as well. I'm going to put my herbs. I got some basil, dried basil. I'm going to put some salt and some pepper. And now, time for the red wine. Just regular table wine. We're going to let that deglaze. Once that starts coming up to a small simmer, the meat's going to go back. Which is already... So look, I was able to get all the meat in the pan. I put my aromatics on top of my meat. The tomato paste has dissolved and it's worked in its way in with the wine. I'm just going to add a little bit of chicken broth and then cover it with aluminum, and in the oven it goes for a few hours, at least 2 to 3 hours at 400 degrees. Okay, so 3 hours have passed. Let's see how this looks. Wow, that looks really good. You see how all the meat has caramelized? It's basically fallen out of the bone. These actually I'm not going to throw out because my German Shepherds, Stella and Pellegrino, are totally going to love these. So I'm going to put them in a container. And this, I'm going to take off all this meat that's on here, and I'm going to take it out. And this is also going to be my sauce. But look at that. That looks really, really good. Look at, and it's sort of made a gravy. All those vegetables, aromatics has actually come apart. And it's become part of the gravy. And it's time to make some pasta. So I drained my pasta, and I'm putting it and tossing it in the same pan that I cooked and I baked my neck bones, and I'm going to lightly toss it in the sauce. And all this caramelization that was happening while it was baking, I'm mixing it in. And now it's time to plate. Add a little bit more meat. Some Parmesan cheese. And then there you go. I hope you guys are having a nice Easter, and hug your ones and keep them close. Thank you for watching.